Welcome to the Ultimate Boxer 4 live draw and press conference. Now, Ultimate Boxer 4, sponsored by Match & Bet, powers into the Cruiserweight division as we bring back the exhilarating knockout tournament to Manchester on Friday the 19th of July 2019, live on BT Sport from the Ice Arena in Altrincham. We have 8 highly rated 200-pound power-punching cruiserweights fighting it out for glory in our heaviest weight category today, as they fight for a life-changing opportunity to propel them high up in the domestic rankings. Now, for those that aren't familiar, here's how it works. It all kicks off with 4 quarterfinals of 3 by 3 minute rounds, followed by 2 semi-finals and 1 final to determine the winner. There's a golden rope and a split of a whopping £50,000 cash prize on offer. For fighters climbing up the ranking, that is serious money and an opportunity of a lifetime. Now, here's how to get involved and how to watch. Ultimate Boxer 4 will be televised exclusively live on BT Sport. Also, it will be televised on BT Sport's YouTube channel, available to anyone to watch for free, and the dedicated boxing channel, Box Nation. Ultimate Boxing 4 is the heaviest weight category so far, making it potentially one of the most exciting and dramatic series yet, where over the last 3 shows we've had a record 27 knockdowns. Now, to help me get this underway, we have Manchester's very own former WBA lightweight champion of the world, Mr. Anthony Crolla, and the renowned boxing pundit, columnist, and all-round legend, Mr. Steve Bunce. Now, gents, these are big men with the power of heavyweights mixed with the speed of the light heavyweight, so anything can happen when they start unloading their punches over a short fight. What can we expect on the night?
What can we expect on a night when you put together 8 boxers with everything to lose and everything to gain? You mentioned something there, Dave. You talked about life-changing money. And I know if we talk to these 8 boxers in private and you ask them, what's the most you've ever made? Well, the most they've ever made won't even come close to what they'll make for losing in the quarterfinals here, let alone winning the quarterfinal, winning the semi-final and winning it. And over the years, I've watched tournaments like this, and I've seen it revolutionise and change the careers of some really great fighters. I've also seen some really great fighters in tournaments like this who haven't managed to win them. So it's not a foregone conclusion that the favourite will win this. It's not a foregone conclusion that the seasoned pro to your right-hand side there will win this. And I don't know who stuck the ringer at the end, the former European welterweight champion, but he can't make cruiserweight. He's about a super heavy, for God's sake, Dave. And you're looking at this lineup, man, and you said to me earlier on, you pulled me aside, you whispered in my ear, you said, Bunce, who's going to win? Don't ask me, I'm asking you. No. I have no idea.
Honestly, genuinely mean it where I say you've got 800 fighters here, and it can't help but guarantee excitement. In a 3-round contest, as you mentioned earlier, you can't pace it. You can't pace it, and then look, Big Tony Conquest, he's been around, he's got the most experience, and then we've got Anthony, he's having his first fight in the tournament, and that's what makes tournaments like this so crazy. And like I said, not always the best fighter wins it. You need a little bit of luck on the night, whether it be the draw, just how hard the quarter or semi-final is going to be as well. I think we've seen that in the middleweight. We've seen it in the middleweight competition.
Well, the O2,
couple of months ago. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it though.
You know what's interesting, Dave? Over the years, you talk to the winners and you say, what was your, of this tournament and other tournaments like this? You talk to the winner, you say, what did you do? How did you manage to win? What did you do differently? And they've all got an incredible theory. And every single theory is different. So that means there's no one thing. So if you spoke to the winner of the last tournament, I know how he prepared. He's talked about it in a Boxing Monthly interview. And that makes sense. But then you talk to someone else, and that's not how they prepared. It's not something you can just instantly do. It's not. There's no tried and tested format for this. Because as Anthony said, once it happens, it's that first round. And in theory, you should win the first round of the first contest. But you can lose that round if you're a banger and come back. And that kind of weird science is what I think makes this special. What Carl Greaves does, the man that puts these fights together, and he's an evil man because he always tends to serve up fight after fight. And I can't remember I can't remember one average contest so far in Ultimate Boxer. You've been ringside for all of them. Can you remember one average fight?
Mate, honestly, that last summer especially, there was some potential like undercard fights of the year in there, over the 3 rounds. And you just said it then. I mean, I can't give advice out because I got it wrong, but what I will say is, one round at a time.
How far out were you? So the guy that won is Big Dell. Did you think Dell would get to the final, the semis?
No, I tipped him in the final, but I got nearly.
But only once he got to the final.
Yeah, once he got to the final, that was it. But that was because I knew was he Grant? He'd had such a hard fight
in the semis,
and I thought, nah, it's not long enough for him to recover.
And it's interesting, just talking to a couple of boxers earlier, and they've already got different ideas of what they think they can do. And I can assure you that whatever you think you can do probably goes out the window once the first bell starts.
Finally, Bunce, is there an outside favourite that you fancy?
Oh, you know what? There is an outside favourite I fancy. I'm not going to say who it is just yet because I want to see the draw. But there is an outside favourite, and I can assure you, it's probably the 8th person you'd guess it is. Okay, just to spice it up a little bit.
All right, that's fantastic. Now, the draw has been seeded by Match and Bet, and with 4 fighters in the blue corner being drawn by Anthony and 4 fighters in the red corner being drawn by Bunce. Without further ado, we are going to get this draw underway. So, Anthony, you ready to rock and roll?
Yep. Well. Right, wearing the grey shorts, Mikhail Lawal, tournament favourite.
Mikhail Lawal, straight in, up first. And Bunce, you ready to...
He's a cruiserweight, he's about 6'11". Is there no height limit on this?
No, there ain't, not at all. Who's he up against?
Anthony Woolery.
Ooh. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Wearing the red shorts. I mean, they're just straightforward red, yeah? Anthony.
It's a nice little handshake there. All right, gents, want to face up? Thank you very much. All right. Anthony ready to draw again for the blue corner.
Wearing the pink shorts will be Dan Cooper.
Dan Cooper. Pink shorts, Dan Cooper. In the blue corner.
And in the red corner, it's Kent Korpinen.
And in the red corner, we have Kent Korpinen.
Wearing green.
Wearing green. Now, Kent Korpinen, outside the Bellator champ, previous MMA cage fighting experience, taking a number of top prospects to distance. He has also fought somebody in this competition as well. Two in this competition. Won 3 of his last 4 fights.
That's cute, isn't it?
Thank you very much, gents. All right, Anthony.
Quarterfinal number 3.
Final number 3.
Wearing the black shorts, Tony Conquest.
Tony Conquest wearing the black shorts, the most experienced here at Ultimate Boxer 4. Former Commonwealth champion out of the Matchroom Gym. And over to you. Bunce again.
Racian Erlington.
Rayshawn Erlington, the one and only, 21 years old, 5 fights, undefeated, youngest in the competition. Learning his trade, sparring the top professionals, and he's a dark horse here at Ultimate Boxer 4. Face out, please, gents. Thank you very much. Now, on to the final, quarterfinal.
You know what it's going to be, but wearing the sky blue shorts, Damon Chambers.
David Chambers, sky blue shorts, represented by his trainer, Matty Hatton, the one and only, stepping up. Damien Chambers is the second favourite, the only Manchester fighter on the card. 4 KOs, all inside the first round. Absolutely emphatic stuff. Trained by the one and only Mr. Matt Hatton. Over to you, Mr. Bunce.
And the man in the opposite corner, we all know, in the yellow shorts, Matt Sen.
That's right, Mr. Matt Sen. 31 years old, 7 professional fights, an ex-pro bodybuilder. I can tell when I gave him a hand.
Sense it, can't it?
Yeah, it's tight there. Face outward, please, gents. Left him hanging there. Thank you very much, gents. That's final 4. Damien Chambers up against Matt Sen. Now, over to you, Buncey and Mr. Crolla.
Thanks very much, Dave. Now, Andy, if you were to put the draw together, are there any of these 4 contests here that, as a manager or trainer of one of the others, you've been trying to avoid? Which one would you been trying to avoid?
It's a tough one, mate. It's that. So you look at there, you look at Michael Lowell and Anthony Woolery. Anthony's got nothing to lose. But big things, you know, with Mr. Lowell, the talent I saw in myself. And so they're the fights that can be risky. He's got to stay focused, I'm sure he will do. But then Anthony Woolery's got a great chance to shock everyone. That's why I like these kind of tournaments. We've got Tony in a fight there, the youngest and the eldest in the competition. Don't mind saying that. And now it's what makes the tournament so good.
It's an interesting thing you said that about nothing to lose, because if you look at Anthony Woolery, okay, just the 2 fights, starts with a loss, then gets a win, hasn't boxed for a year against Michael Lowell, who last year is fighting on the undercard of George Groves against Chris Eubank Jr. He's fought in half a dozen different places on some massive bills overseas. He's been in the ring, he's sparred with an incredible list of fighters. That's the type of fight that's unique to this event. That could not be thrown up, that could not be made, that wouldn't happen. It can only happen here. And that creates, I'll be honest with you, I think, but Woolery knows he's against it, against any of the other 7. Let's not, I know he's there, let's not mince our words. He knows against any of the other 7, they've got more experience, they've done more than him, he knows it, but he's drawn the favourite.
He's not bothered. He's not bothered, and listen, Anthony going into this competition, we know that anyway. But I don't, like I said, he might see it as that's his chance, and then if he does pull it off, you've got a fancy him to go a long way in the tournament.
And the winner of that fight, Lowell and Woolery, fights the winner of Dan Cooper against Ken Corpinen. Now, Cooper, people keep whispering to me, I fancy Cooper, Steve, I fancy Cooper. No one's whispering, I fancy Ken Corpinen. Yet you look at Ken Corpinen's record, he's fought guys that none of these others would even dream about fighting.
You're on the same records for DJs, and he's fought the best opposition. He's fought the best opposition, you could argue with Tony as well, out of all the fighters. So with him there, he's going to go into that thinking, this is now new to me. Whereas the other fighters in the competition know it's their first big test.
So basically, you've got 2 unbeaten kids, fighters, joint favourite as good as, against 2 kids, or 2 men, I shouldn't say kids, with nothing to lose. Isn't that what you want from a tournament?
Of course it is. And like I said, there's going to be no respect shown from the underdogs. And these boys are going to be tested for the first time in their career, and I look forward to seeing them.
And then Tony Conquest. Now, he was tested for the first time in his career a few years ago, and he came through it. Then he was tested again, and he came through it. He's fought some terrific fighters, and if you've never seen Tony Conquest fight, when you're travelling back tonight, put him up on YouTube. He will not let you down. I've no idea he makes cruiserweight, considering the size of his private parts and his heart, because they're vast, I can assure you. It's technically impossible for him to weigh cruiserweight and having a set of nuts as big as he's got. I mean, it is actually impossible. But there you go. Against the kid. Against the 21-year-old kid. It's a 21.
Like I say, it's been a few people have seen, a dark horse for this competition. But listen, he's in the feeding fight. He's the baby of the competition. So he's not had as much time to settle into the professional ranks and to slow the feet down. And sometimes they argue, good amateurs always do well in this tournament. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes with it.
Well, I think going back to Dan Cooper, I think that's what Dan Cooper's, whatever it is, 7 fights. They've all been 4-round fights. So he's had no days over 8 or 10. Everything he's done has been basically in a 3-round format.
Championship limit, and you've got to slow it right down. You've got to slow it right down, and they've not had the chance to do that, so they're just continuing, how they've lifted off, and it gives them an advantage going into this tournament.
What about the final quarter-final? Matt Sen against Chamber. Now, it's an interesting one, this. I mean, I think they're all very interesting. He's not here, Chambers. He's altitude training on the beach. How can you altitude train on the beach? The beach is at sea level. That's why it's a beach. I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. I mean, Lake Tahoe's his beach is there, and that's out high. But how's the altitude training on the beach, Matt? Tell me.
Oh, he's definitely working hard. He's in the gym out there. He's on a family holiday. And he only boxed recently, about 5-6 weeks ago, and Damien's a phenomenal trainer. He's one of these you've got to kick out of the gym. So, trust me, he'll be good to go.
And then Matt Sen coming down or coming up from, I don't know, did you say down or up? What do you say from Birmingham? Is he coming down or is he coming up?
Bang in the middle, aren't you? So Matt's big lad, whatever Matt says. No, listen, it's a fascinating fight, and so Damien, you see, he's had the early finishes, and Matt's in there. We all know, you look at the shape there, and you know he's going to come in shape, just like Matt. And that could be the most explosive contest of the 4 quarterfinals.
So when you look at let's just look at this now, without giving too much away, and you look at these here. Before you came into the room today, you had a couple of ideas in your head about who might be in the final. Has that changed because of this draw today?
Yeah, possibly has.
Yeah.
Possibly has.
Same
like I
with me.
said, the first fight is so important. Like I said, do you try and pace yourself a little bit, but then risk the fight going by you? Do you get involved in a war a bit early on, and then it comes back to haunt you in the semis or the final? It's we'll see a lot. We'll know a lot after the 4 quarterfinals have took place.
I mean, just to say that if I'd have had a chance to do this draw, I would have fixed it. What's wrong with that? I'm just telling you the truth. I ain't gonna lie. I would have fixed it. Because I think we're throwing up incredible quarterfinals really early. I'm telling you the truth, Dave. I can stand up here and lie. I'm just telling you the truth. Back to you, Dave.
Cheers, thanks a lot, Bunce here, Crolla there. As you can see on the table here, we have each quarterfinal sitting right next to each other, and we're going to get right into it. The draw's done now, everyone knows who's fighting who. We've got 2 weeks until we play the tournament out live on BT Sport. We're going to start over with you, Mikhail Lowell. On paper, the Ultimate Boxer format should suit your high-tempo, dynamic style. Is that the way you see it?
It's a bit different for me because I usually start a bit slow, so I do like to get my work in on the later rounds. But yeah, I've been training a bit differently, been trying to start a bit faster, just get my tempo, just used to this, basically ready for the fight.
Fans want to know: is there any new training methods, like you said, that you've been using?
Yeah.
What can you share with us some unique stuff that you've been working on ahead of Ultimate Boxing?
I'm basically just trying to start faster. So it's been just trying to start faster, just not giving my opponent a chance to just make it fun. So
Obviously, you're up there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Do you fear any of your opponents, or are you wary of anyone?
I mean, as long as you've got the guts to come into the ring with me, I'll give you that respect. So, yeah, I'll give you that respect. But at the same time, it's just one of them things where I'm trying to get you out of there. I don't care who you are. I'm going to try and knock you out. I think so that's it.
You had a chance to look into your opponent's eyes. What did you see?
Well, look into his eyes again. I don't really think he's. I think I've got this personally. So hopefully he can bring something else to the table. But as far as I'm concerned, I've got this.
67% knockout ratio. Are we going to see another one?
Well, with him, or just the whole night.
The whole night.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay. Anthony, talk to me. How was that, draw-wise?
It's what it is, isn't it? Obviously it's the tournament favourite, but you know, it suits me fine, really. You know, I mean, I'm the underdog, and I know obviously he's coming into the tournament already. And like I said, it puts no pressure on me, all the pressure's on him. You know, I've got, you know, like Bunce said at the start, you know, everything to gain and nothing to lose. So, you know, come, you know, 2 weeks' time, I'm just going to bring it all and leave it all in the end.
How does this tournament style suit your boxing style?
It suits me because obviously it's, you know, high pace, quick tempo, and that's what I've been working on in the gym. And obviously, I haven't gone the long distances because I'm the you know, least experienced fighter. I haven't been doing the longer rounds, so I'm used to doing a 3-round format. You know, and about 4 rounds. So it's, I believe, you know, that will suit me.
Do you think he's underestimated you?
Well, definitely, he doesn't know enough about me, does he? So he's, you know, I think he's got it. But you know, like I said, come fight nights, it's, believe me, I'll be bringing it. And that's it.
Anything to say back to that?
Yeah, I respect that. As long as you mean it, you're saying it with your chest, cool.
Saying it with your chest?
No, like I said, come, there's only 2 weeks left. We'll see fight nights. You know, we can't say what we've got to say, but it's, you know, believe me, you know, like I said, I've got nothing to lose. And it'll all be left in the ring.
You do have a lot to lose if you lose, as far as I'm concerned. If you have that kind of mentality, you're not going to win.
Well, like I said,
I'm fighting for my kids, fighting for my family. I've got a lot to lose. You understand?
yeah, I understand that. I understand. I'm in the same boat, but what I mean is, like I say, when I say that I've got nothing to lose, I mean the pressure's on you.
I'll say no more then, if you believe that.
Okay.
Sure, going to be a tasty one to start the night. I'm looking forward to that one. You guys will be following that one on. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Cooper. You knocked out 17 people in your amateur career. Have you carried this power into Ultimate Boxer?
I hope so. Don't really bit of bother, I mean, I think so. I've been working on some, you know, on some different drugs and that, trying to, you know, use my weight more to challenge the power. So, like I say, I hope so.
As you mentioned, you're a former professional rugby player. How does training in that environment differ in your new career?
To be honest, it's quite the same. You know, short, sharp stuff, interval training. If this was a running weight, I was going to win. But it ain't, it's a boxing match, so I have to amend. But yeah, no, it definitely does play a big part, you know, with the heart rate rising and recovering at fast paces. So.
Draw-wise, before this, did you know much about your opposition, your possible opposition here?
Not really. I mean, obviously we've done a bit of research. My trainer's done a bit of research. We spoke about a few people, but you know, no one here has fought me. You know, we've all fought different opposition. So realistically, it's going to be what it's going to be on the night.
And lastly, why should people at home be excited about seeing you on fight night? What do you bring? What style do you bring?
We're just going to bring excitement. You know, we're going to bring fast tempo boxing, and like I say, hopefully bringing the power as well. So
Straight up and down. Ken,
Yes, sir.
not Clark.
No, not yet. One day, maybe.
Some of you down as a dark horse of the competition, to be honest with you. Great performance, like I said, in Bellator recently. Also knocked out Jay Farrell, which I heard is what nicked you a spot in this competition. What do you feel will be, or in fact, obviously you've got to look at it from your very first opposition right here. What do you see in him that you can overcome?
I've tried not to look into my opponent to the fact that it starts getting in my head and start thinking about what they're good at off the bat. For me, it's just a fight, and I come here to fight. Everyone knows that. Everyone who's watched me knows that I'm tough. I just want to fight, and that's it. And that's what it's going to be.
What do you bring? What unique set of skills do you bring to Ultimate Boxer 4?
I'm very tough. Very tough. I hit hard, apparently. Dan seems like a nice guy, so it's going to be fun. You're going to get in there, have a nice little terror, I'm sure of it.
don't know me very well.
Yeah, maybe he's just putting on a little front here to get you
Could be. could be pulling it, but it's still a fight to me.
What do you think you're going to have to do to get your way to the Golden Globe, to the Golden Robe?
I got to fight my fight. I can't let these guys are all probably better boxers than me by far. But if I fight my way, it's going to be a boxing fight. It's going to be a very hard fight for them. And if they win, then they'll win.
So any comeback from that there?
Just hope I win, man.
Alright, cheers. Over to quarterfinal number 3. Tony Conquest versus Rayshawn Erlington. Tony, I'm going to start with you. You're an extremely experienced fighter. How much?
I've previously done 10 rounders, 12 rounds. You know, that's all right. It's great experience. I've been at a good level, but in this competition, that don't count for much when you're doing 3 threes over and over. So I think it does suit my style. I've always been quite a fast cruiserweight. Always had pretty fast hands, decent boxing ability, good movement. So I think it suits me quite well, to be fair.
Do you know much about your opposition here?
To be honest, I don't. But you've got to respect everyone in the competition because everyone enters it blind. You don't know who you're going to draw first. So for anyone to enter, you've got to give them massive respect and take rattle to anyone who gets in there. To be fair.
What did you see when you looked into his eyes in the face-off there?
Well, I had to look up a little bit because he's quite a tall lad, to be fair. but no, he just looks like a confident, strong, young, fresh lad. So he's going to come out, same as me, same as everyone else in this competition. He's going to come out, all guns blazing, and yeah, we're going to go at it.
Over to you, Rayshawn. Tell us, how's training been going ahead of Ultimate Boxer 4?
It's been going alright, man. Just been going on with it, cracking on. I've had to change a few things because my gym's 10 miles away. Normally I've run there, and obviously I've had to change that because bad knees and stuff. So I have to pedal there and pedal back as well as doing my training or whatever I've got to do there. But other than that, yeah.
Just 21, you got like a big future ahead of you. How ready do you feel ahead of this tournament in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I feel ready. I'm the youngest on the show, so whatever goes on, I've still got 10 years ahead of me. I might not be the best in the show, but I'm going to give it my all and hope that I win.
What has you beaten, Tony?
I don't know. We'll soon see on the night. We'll see what it brings. I'm not going to say I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to do this.
That's what we really want to hear you say.
Yeah, of course. That's what you all want me to hear me say, but the knockout just comes gradually. Like, you go out there, box. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But either way, I'm going to win. Simple as that.
Alright, Tony, tell us you're going to knock him out.
Well, to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed because me and Dan Coop had a little deal that if we drew each other, we was going to start throwing tables about it. No, I never. From previously, when everyone's ever interviewed me or spoken to me, I never say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because that's just not my nature. I never get in people's faces. I won't talk about people. I won't slag people off. But I just get in the ring. I do what I do. And I just, walk away a winner. A couple of times I haven't, but, can I beat everyone? No. But will I fight everyone? Yes. So I'm just going to get in there and do my thing.
And then finally, obviously, as the most experienced here, or one of the most experienced here, the Ultimate Boxing format has been designed to give fighters a big chance in the sport. Can you tell us how it would have benefited you earlier in your career?
Earlier in my career, it would have probably got me on the domestic scene earlier, probably a little bit premature to be fair, but to be honest, it's doing more for my career now because it will get me back out in the public eye, get me back on.
About 10 on the unlicensed scene, and he's won 7 out of 7 as a professional now. Damien is still to this day never lost a fight. He had 10 amateur wins, winning all those fights. Against some good opponents as well. He's had some good wins as a professional. Some of his knockouts, I won't let my kids watch him, to be honest, because they fight them, to be honest. So Damien has still never lost a fight. He's someone who really impresses me. He's a quality fighter, and I put guys in fights in tournaments. Not hoping they're going to win. Expecting them to win, and this is no different. You know, trust me, Damien's a quality fighter, and this is a chance for him to show everyone.
Like Mikhail, he's known for his destructive technique. Can you tell the fans what else he's going to bring in the next few weeks?
Yeah, you know, you look at Damien's, you know, 4 first-round knockouts, and you expect someone who just goes in there, has the power and bombs away, but that couldn't be further from the truth. You know, Damien's a very calm, calculated fighter. You know, we see a lot of the local press, and everybody knows how good Damien is and what a good fighter is. He's got a really good technique, and Damien's equally dangerous in a three-round fight or a 10-round fight. So Damien's a really good, you know, boxer, an excellent fighter. He's not lost many rounds. You know, his last fight, he boxed a kid who'd taken Chisora the distance, Dillian White, and Damien wiped him out in a couple of minutes. But it's not just, you know, the eye-catching results, it's the manner he's done it in. You know, he's taken his time, he's picked his shots, and Damien's a quality fighter, and I can't wait for everyone to see that.
We can't wait either. Now, Matt Sen, as we heard, former bodybuilder. Do you think that additional strength will give you a real advantage?
Do you know what? It's a completely different sport, isn't it? So, you know, when it comes to strength and power, I think when someone's punching you in the face, it doesn't matter how much you can deadlift or squat or anything like that. It really makes a difference, doesn't it? So, to answer your question, no, I don't think it makes much of a difference.
What can the fans expect when they see you enter the ring on July 19th?
Do you know what? For me, it's all about entertainment. I'm really happy to be here. There's great fighters here. I'm in it to win it, and for me, it's just about entertaining everybody. People are spending their hard-earned money to come and support, so on and so forth. I want to put on great entertainment. You know, get in there, get it done, really enjoy myself. There's no place I'd rather be than being there and getting it on. So for me, it's just like enjoying the journey and taking it from there, coming away with wins.